What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Gene back with another YouTube video. This video is going to be a little different. This is about the NBA. I know a lot of y'all may not watch basketball, but this is just something I kind of wanted to do for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and waste no more time. If you don't follow it, essentially, I mean, it's just like every other kind of, any other playoff series in any sports. And if you don't watch sports, then it's probably not going to be the video for you. But we're going to start on this left side. Phoenix Suns versus the winner of the Clippers Pelicans, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Now, as I'm doing this, Paul George is not going to be playing. Let me see how this works. No. Okay. I'm actually going to go. It doesn't matter who wins this. I think if Phoenix plays, Phoenix is going to win it for me. This series. If Phoenix plays New Orleans, I think it's Phoenix in 5. If they play the Clippers and Paul George is playing, I think it's Phoenix in 6. I'm going to assume if Paul George isn't playing, I'm going to assume it's the Pelicans that might win this. So I'm going to go Phoenix in 5. Regardless, they're going to win that series. Dallas, Utah. Utah's a weird team. They lose games that they shouldn't be losing, and they're a good team. Dallas is really only Luka. I'm gonna say Dallas in. I'm gonna say Dallas in 7. The supporting cast has to be there for Luka, and obviously Luka is insane. If you do watch basketball, Luka is ridiculous. Uh it's just Utah has probably a better. They have a better like cast. I'm gonna say Dallas anyway. Warriors Nuggets. Now before the season even started, I had the Warriors winning it all. I don't think so. Jokic is my MVP. I'm gonna say Jamal Murray's not playing. Michael Porter Jr. is not playing. So I'm gonna go Golden State in 6. It really depends because Stephen Clay can be a little shaky. Draymond Green can be. I mean, he gives you what he gives you, but what he gives you is usually enough to win the game. Jokic will perform well, and I'm assuming all but one game. I just don't feel like Denver has quite enough yet. It's very impressive they're even here. That's why Jokic is my MVP. Memphis, Minnesota. I don't know. Minnesota just won the championship. I think Memphis's team in general is just too strong. I'm gonna go Memphis in 5. Actually, I like Minnesota. I think they have a good like young core kind of going on there, but I just don't feel like it's enough for them quite yet. I think this just being here is really big for them. I'm gonna go to this east side. So that was the west. The east side, Miami. All right. So I think. Oh wait, these teams already played, didn't they? I think these teams already played in that. No, wait, no, I'm lying to you. Um, I don't think it matters who wins this series. I think Atlanta will win that between Atlanta and Cleveland, but I think ultimately Miami's just. I think it's a Miami in 5. Jimmy Butler's been good, but I just feel like the whole team, like Kyle Lowry, uh, you got Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo. I mean, their team is just. I think they're just too complete. If Atlanta had John Collins, who knows? It would probably still be like Miami for me, but maybe Miami in 6 or 7. But I think Miami regardless. Sixers, Raptors. Oh, this is tough. Sixers just traded for James Harden earlier. Uh, I think Toronto wins this series in 7. It's tough because for the Sixers, Embiid is so insanely good, and he is what's preventing me from giving Toronto in like 5 or 6. I like James Harden. I just feel like the Toronto cast is just better as a whole right now. Like they just play better. Fred VanVleet is super underrated. Gary Trent Jr. is a very, very solid shooting guard. You got Scotty Barnes. You have OG Anunoby. You know, the team is deep, man. They got Pascal Siakam. I just feel like it's a little more than what the Sixers have. I think Matisse is out either for the series or for a few games or whatever it is. And those games are going to count, man. But Philly's home for the first two. I think they split and they split again. So the first two, I think they're going to split 1-1, and then the next two games are going to split 1-1. Let's see. Milwaukee, Chicago. If Lonzo was healthy throughout the whole year, I think Chicago probably they might have the number one seed. Levine was hurt a lot throughout the season, but DeMar DeRozan, the whole team essentially was hurt. DeMar is fantastic. He had a fantastic season this year. I just don't feel like it's going to be enough. I'm going to say Milwaukee in. I think Zach LaVine and DeMar can compete. The issue is Vucevic is just he's just not it for me, man. Vucci Mane is just I think it's Milwaukee in 5, man. I don't think there's going to be any sweeps. I think it's been too competitive this year. I just I don't see Milwaukee losing that series, man. If like I said, if Lonzo Ball came back healthy, their whole team wasn't hurt from the start. I mean, who knows with this team? But I don't think they have anybody to stop Giannis. There's nobody remotely close that can stop Giannis. Not even slow him down. I think it's Milwaukee. This is the series that I'm stuck on. And I've thought about it for days on days. I think Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn's going to win this series. Boston has been one of the hottest teams after All Star break, but I just don't see Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn wins it in 7. Kevin Durant is just different. Kyrie has been different. I think the team's starting to gel well together. It's just their defense that's really lacking. I like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown a lot, man. That's why this is so tough for me. I think you could even go Boston in 7. It's tough for me to pick against Kevin Durant personally. All right, back to this West Side. Let me go ahead and speed this up a little. Phoenix, Dallas. I think Phoenix wins this in 5. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say Phoenix in 6. I really really like Luka's game, and they're a team that I feel like can match up pretty well defensively, but offensively it's tough because I mean they don't realistically they only really have Luka that scores the ball, so it's tough. And I think Chris Paul has made a case to be one of, if not the best player to have never won a championship. Every team he goes to exceeds expectations unbelievably. I just think Phoenix is they're too deep of a team, but they can absolutely be beat, but I don't think it's going to be by Dallas. Warriors Grizzlies. This is going to be a sneaky good series. I'm picking Memphis here, and I'm going to pick Memphis in 7. I know Golden State has a lot of experience. I'm hesitant when it comes to Curry and Clay. It's tough because I almost want to go Golden State in 7. Ja Morant's my favorite player in the league to watch, but their whole team is so good. I just think they have a little too much for Golden State. I think it goes to 7 though, and I would not be surprised if Golden State wins that. Miami, Toronto. This might shock people, but I'm gonna go Toronto here. I really like what Toronto has going on. I'm gonna say Toronto in 6. Miami, I like Miami, but again, Jimmy Butler's he's kind of worrying me a little bit. He's a really good player, but I haven't really seen him stand out too much. However, when it comes to the playoffs, if you don't remember too well, like I don't remember too well, but he had a game where he arguably had the best performance in playoff history and they lost. But I have Toronto. I really like Toronto's full core. Their starting lineup's good, very very good starting lineup. they have a decent bench, man. They're a pretty deep team. Man. That team is very good. Milwaukee, Brooklyn. I have Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee wins it in six. I love Kevin Durant. I think him and Giannis are 1A, 1B for me. I mean, they're pretty much two 1As if I'm being honest. I think Milwaukee plays such good defense, and realistically, it's Giannis. Giannis can't stop KD. KD can't stop Giannis. It's like one of those things. Giannis won't be guarding KD. KD will probably have to guard Giannis. We'll see about that. And then on the west side, it wouldn't surprise me, obviously, if Boston or Brooklyn. However, this went down. Whoever was who would win this. I don't really see Giannis losing. Giannis is just so different. Phoenix, Memphis. I got Phoenix here in six. Actually, I'm gonna go Phoenix in six. Chris Paul is not a better I guess right now Chris Paul is not better than Ja talent wise, but what he brings to the team, Chris Paul is just he's elite. And Devin Booker's been playing out of his mind this year. He has not been getting enough credit. Devin Booker's fantastic. Mikal Bridges is great. Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Johnson. They're all playing really, really solid basketball. This would be a juggernaut matchup. Toronto, Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee in six as well. And there's a lot of sixes I'm picking here. Again, I love Toronto, what they have going on. Milwaukee's just it's tough. If Middleton decides that he wants to be like the superstar or all star, I should say that he is, you're almost done for. Especially if Drew Holiday's on it too. It's gonna be tough. So I do have a finals rematch. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I do. I'm already too deep into this. I was almost leaning towards Golden State or Memphis, but I think ultimately it's going to be a finals rematch, and I don't think Phoenix competes as well as they did last year. I'm going to go Milwaukee in five. And it sounds crazy. I'm not trying to sign in. Okay, well, I'm not trying to do that. But regardless, I just think Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, they're just so good. And Drew Holiday, I think he would be guarding Devin Booker, and Devin Booker would have to really fight for his buckets. Of course, Phoenix doesn't have anybody that can guard Giannis. They'd probably put either Jay Crowder, maybe Mikal Bridges, or DeAndre Ayton on him. Giannis is just one of those players where he's 26 years old, and I don't feel like I've ever seen anything like him. He's at this pace, he's really making a case to be like a top 10 player to have ever played. If he wins this finals coming up and gets finals MVP and stuff, he's really stacking that resume. He's already a top 75 player to have played the game in general, and he can only improve from here, from what I've seen. So that's going to be my list. Again, it can go either way. I think Toronto's one of those sleeper teams, man. That Raptors team is scary. I don't think people understand that team is like that. But I appreciate all those who have watched this, just kind of see what my thought process was. I do have Giannis winning MVP, Finals MVP as well as winning championship. So appreciate all those for rocking with me. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.